Have you ever judged someone in the first 5 seconds, only to discover they were nothing like you imagined? Before we begin, take 1 second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, have you ever underestimated someone or been underestimated yourself? Your story might inspire someone else today. People often believe strength announces itself. Sometimes it wears expensive clothes. Sometimes it speaks loudly. Sometimes it demands attention. But real strength often arrives quietly. This is the story of two people whose lives collided on an ordinary afternoon, changing both of them forever. The summer heat settled over Harbor Ridge Community Center, where children laughed on basketball courts while families gathered for weekend events. The center had recently opened a self-defense program that attracted everyone from office workers to college students. At the heart of the program stood Victoria Lawson, a 33-year-old martial arts instructor whose reputation stretched across the state. She held multiple championship titles and had earned respect for years of discipline. She was undeniably talented. She was also convinced that talent made her better than everyone around her. Victoria had grown up fighting for recognition. Every tournament victory became proof that she deserved admiration. Every compliment became another brick in the wall, separating her from everyone else. Students admired her confidence. Some admired it. Others quietly called it arrogance. One Saturday morning, while classes were beginning, a man walked into community center carrying a small pink backpack decorated with cartoon stars. His name was Marcus Reed, 38 years old, single father, construction worker, simple gray t-shirt, faded blue jeans, work boots covered with dried cement dust. Holding the hand of his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, Marcus spoke softly. He smiled easily. Most people barely noticed him. Victoria certainly didn't. She glanced toward the father and daughter before returning to her advanced students. Another beginner, she thought, another person looking for confidence. She had no way of knowing that Marcus had once spent years serving in one of the military's most demanding special operations communities. After leaving the service, he never mentioned it unless absolutely necessary. To Lily, he wasn't a veteran. He wasn't a hero. He was simply Dad. That was enough. Life had not been kind to Marcus. After losing his wife to illness several years earlier, every day became a balancing act between work, parenting, bills, and keeping promises to a little girl who believed her father could fix anything. He worked overtime, packed school lunches, braided Lily's hair every morning after watching dozens of online tutorials until he finally learned. He attended every school play, every parent meeting, every birthday party. He never complained, not because life was easy, because Lily deserved joy despite everything they had lost. The self-defense class wasn't for Marcus. It was for Lily. After being teased at school by older students, she wanted to feel brave again. Marcus wanted that too. Victoria barely listened during registration. "Beginner group starts over there," she said without looking up. Marcus nodded politely. "Thank you. No ego. No offense. Just gratitude." Weeks passed. Lily improved quickly. She laughed again. Her confidence slowly returned. Marcus waited after every class, reading books while sitting quietly on a bench. Sometimes he helped stack chairs. Sometimes he swept the floor when volunteers were short, never asking for recognition. Victoria couldn't understand him. Most parents wanted attention. Marcus wanted anonymity. One afternoon, an advanced student canceled unexpectedly before a demonstration. Victoria needed another adult participant. She looked around. Only Marcus remained nearby. "You," she called. "Can you help?" Marcus smiled. "If you tell me what you need." She handed him protective gear. "The idea is simple. I'll demonstrate technique. You react naturally." He nodded. "Of course." The audience gathered. Families watched. Children sat cross-legged on the floor. Victoria demonstrated throws with precision. Applause followed. Then came a balance drill requiring Marcus to resist gently. Except Marcus barely moved. Victoria increased force. Still nothing. Not because Marcus resisted aggressively, because his balance was exceptional. Victoria frowned. "You're stronger than you look." Marcus laughed. "I work construction." The crowd chuckled. She tried another technique. Marcus instinctively adjusted his footing without realizing it. Again, the demonstration failed. Victoria's smile faded. Pride whispered dangerous thoughts. He's trying to embarrass me. She stepped closer. This time, don't resist. Marcus looked confused. I wasn't. Laughter echoed from the audience. Her face flushed. Instead of ending gracefully, she escalated. Maybe you'd like to show everyone what you think you know. Marcus immediately shook his head. No. Why not? I'm here for my daughter. You afraid? He sighed. I don't want anyone getting hurt. The audience interpreted his words as overconfidence. Whispers spread. Victoria smirked. There it is. Ego. Marcus quietly removed the protective gloves. I'll sit back down. But the crowd had become invested. Students encouraged a friendly challenge. Lily looked worried. Dad. Marcus knelt beside her. It's okay. He stood again. If this helps the class learn, I'll participate. What happened next surprised everyone. Victoria attacked with speed. Marcus stepped aside. No aggression, just movement. Again, she tried another combination. Again, he avoided every strike with calm precision. No dramatic counters. No flashy techniques. Just control. The room became silent. Victoria grew frustrated. She increased intensity. Marcus spoke calmly. You don't need to prove anything. She ignored him. One final aggressive attempt ended with Marcus gently redirecting her momentum. She landed safely, completely unharmed. He immediately stepped backward. Are you okay? He even offered his hand to help her stand. No celebration, no victory pose, no smile, only respect. The audience erupted into applause, not because someone had won, but because everyone had witnessed extraordinary restraint. Victoria accepted his hand. For the first time in years, she felt embarrassed. Not because she had fallen, because the man she had underestimated showed her more respect than she had shown him. After class, she approached Marcus privately. I owe you an apology. You don't owe me anything. I judged you. Marcus smiled gently. We all judge people sometimes. No, I judge your clothes, your job, the way you spoke. I assumed everything. Marcus looked toward Lily drawing with sidewalk chalk. I've made mistakes too. Silence lingered. Finally, she asked a question. Where did you learn to move like that? Marcus hesitated. I served for several years before becoming a dad. Military? He nodded. Long time ago. Special operations? He smiled. I prefer talking about Lily. That answer revealed everything. Victoria suddenly understood. Real professionals rarely needed applause. Over the following months, something changed inside her. She stopped teaching students to dominate opponents. Instead, she taught awareness, patience, humility. She invited Marcus to speak, not about combat, but about courage. He refused 3 times. Finally, Lily convinced him. His speech lasted less than 10 minutes. He never mentioned medals, never mentioned missions. Instead, he said, the strongest people I've known weren't the loudest. They were the ones who protected others without expecting recognition. Months later, Victoria created a scholarship allowing children from struggling families to attend classes free of charge. The first recipient was a shy little girl who reminded everyone of Lily. Marcus volunteered on weekends repairing broken equipment around the center. Parents discovered he could fix almost anything. Children discovered he made terrible jokes. Everyone discovered that kindness leaves a bigger impression than intimidation ever could. Years passed. The community center became known not only for excellent martial arts instruction, but for the culture surrounding it. Respect before victory, character before trophies, service before pride. On the wall near the entrance hung a simple quote chosen by Victoria herself. Never confuse confidence with greatness. Below it was another line Marcus suggested. The strongest hand is often the one reaching down to help someone else stand. People came searching for self-defense. Many left learning something far more valuable, that appearances tell incomplete stories, that humility is a form of strength, that every person carries battles invisible to everyone else, and that true greatness is measured not by how easily you defeat another person, but by how consistently you choose compassion when you have every ability not to. If this story reminded you that kindness and humility matter just as much as strength, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes first impressions tell the whole story. Because sometimes the quietest person in the room is carrying the strongest character of all.